Hello, my name is Nitza Lowenstein and thank you for watching my presentation. I'm a public speaker, historian, journalist, radio personality, and a married celebrant. And the first time I explored the world was in the late 70s when my husband and I left South Africa for good and we backpacked around the world for a year. This was our honeymoon and we ended up in Sydney, Australia, where we settled. And the travel bug has never left us. And in the past few years, I've been very privileged to share my knowledge and my travel experience on many cruise ships. My speciality is the history, culture, customs, geography, and politics of the destinations we visit, with practical information and insight about each port of call. And my topics are, of course, tailored to the cruise itinerary and demographics. In addition to my range of destination topics, I have a fascinating series on nostalgic Hollywood golden age, rock and roll era, the digital age revolution, social media, and much more. And I speak directly to my audience, and my presentations are accompanied by colorful, state-of-the-art PowerPoint slideshow that you can see how I've produced myself, and being friendly and approachable, I always engage and mingle with passengers on board. And let me introduce to you my huge range of topics. So this is usually my introduction. That's I introduce myself on my slides. And you can see we're starting with a series of oceans and seas around the globe, Pacific Ocean. And when we talk about the oceans, we talk about the introduction to the geography, the climate, the history, places, explorer, people, even the winds, and all the unique features of that specific ocean or sea. So we've got the Pacific Ocean, we've got the Atlantic Ocean, the Mediterranean Sea, the Baltic Sea, talking about the Suez Canal, and also about the Panama Canal. And welcome to Australia, the land down under. I've got a series of talks about Australia, and this is an introduction to the geography, plants, animals, people, history, economy, federal government and state of Australia, and Australian animals that you should know about. Welcome to Sydney, with fascinating introduction to Sydney, where to go, what to do. And I do the same for Melbourne and Brisbane and Hobart, Tasmania. And talking about Australia, you have to talk about Australian Aboriginals, the history, belief and culture. And we found out about the first Australians that have lived here for 50,000 years. Their origin, beliefs, society, culture, and also effect of European settlement on them. And we're talking about the set of beliefs. I also have a whole series of set of beliefs and mythology and culture of other cultures, such as the myth and legends of the Mediterranean, Greek, Roman myths and culture that we still use today, the difference between myths and legends, and even Pandora box, and then fascinating Polynesian mythology and culture, and first of all, where the Polynesians came from originally, and the belief sets of beliefs, the myths and legends that passed from one generation to the next in stories and dance. And this is the kapu, the taboo, the hula, and the tattoos. The tattoos identify who you are, where you come from, and so much more. They tell you a whole story, the tattoos. And also the creation. Every mythology, every culture have their own unique story of creation. And this is Pele, the goddess of volcanoes. And then when we go north, we go to the Baltic Sea, we go to Scandinavia, Norway. We want to discover the fascinating Norse mythology, the Scandinavian folklore of Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Iceland, with a huge variety of creatures, good and evil, their god and goddesses that are still, lots of people still believe in those stories. They passed from generation to generations their myths, and also the story of their creation, their Adam and Eve. Odin, Wednesday, and Thor, you all heard about Thor, some star of TV series, Thursday, and Loki, the god of tricks and mischief. Trolls, you don't want to go near the trolls. So much to talk about it. And when we are in Norway, Denmark, we are introducing also Hans Christian Andersen. Once upon a time, there was a great man, and we talk about him and his incredible legacy and fairy tales. And when we go to different countries, you'll see that I've got a series of introduction. Each country will have a special introduction about the history, culture, geography. And here, this Greece, cradle of Western civilization. Welcome to Athens. When we go to the city, my presentation gives our passengers the idea what they're going to see in each city and where to go, how to go, and the history. The same about Crete, Rhodes, Santorini, Mykonos, Olympia. And welcome to Italy, one of my favorite countries. As you can see, I'm very enthusiastic about many countries. And talking about also the art, architecture, and food, Italian food. I also have, when I introduced Greece, it was about Greek food as well. And all this cultural richness of the epicenter of the Roman Empire, the birthplace of the Renaissance. I'm talking about also the geography of Italy, the mountains, lakes, history with Rome, even before Rome, Italian Renaissance, which is so important when you talk about Italy. Rome, all roads lead to Rome, the CBD of the world. What to do, what to see in Rome, and going to Pompeii. Find out about Pompeii. And Valletta, when we go to Malta, we're talking about this exquisite, tiny capital, Valletta. España, welcome to Spain. Its glorious history, people, culture, food, largest city, Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, and Sevilla. And we've got here Barcelona. My biggest compliment is when we approached Barcelona, I had a talk about Barcelona, and a man came to me after the talk and said, you know, I've been in Barcelona, I was born there, lived there all my life. Thank you for such fantastic presentation. You didn't miss anything. So this is the biggest compliment. And Israel, great country, very small country, but a great country. This is, when you talk about Israel, we talk about Jerusalem, Bethlehem, Nazareth, and also we introduce Haifa and Ashdod, where we stop, where the cruise ship stops. So people, if they don't want to go to Jerusalem or Tel Aviv, they can also find out what to do in Haifa or in Ashdod. And welcome to Jordan, Mahaba. And if you are arriving in Aqaba and you want to go around Aqaba, we find out also what to do in Aqaba and the Rose City, the lost city of Petra. Very excited about it. Alaska, discover Alaska, another part of the world that I absolutely love. And I talk about the geography, history, economy, natural resources, and of course, the shrewdest deal in history. And you understand what it is, that the US bought Alaska from the Russians for about 2 cents an acre, something like that. We'll talk about it. So don't miss my other Alaska talks covering cities, Eskimos, geography, history, economy, and of course the incredible wildlife of Alaska on land, marine life, and birds. This is the land animal, marine life, birds, population, and economy, and we don't miss the Eskimo kiss when we talk about Eskimos. And then we go to Hawaii, the treasures of Oahu and Honolulu, what to do, what to see, the history, geography, and we go to Maui, the same. And when we are in Maui, we are not missing out on going to Haleakala, the national park. In Hilo, the hub of natural wonders on the east side of Big Island of Hawaii. And when we go to the other side, to Kaila Kona, the sunny outdoors capital of the Big Island. And then we arrive to South America. I've got a whole series of South American talks with the magnificent, diverse physical landscapes of South America. A whole talk about it, talking about the Andes, the Machu Picchu, the Amazon and the basins, Amazon rainforest, Lake Titicaca, the Iguazu Fall, Patagonia, and much more. And the civilization of the Americas. We can't talk about South America without talking about the very great Indian indigenous civilization, the Aztecs in the Valley of Mexico, the Mayas, and in Peru, the Incas. And here we are, the Maya world, their pyramids, their culture, their special universe, and the rise and fall of the Aztec Empire. We are fascinated by the Aztec Empire, what they built and how they dominated the Valley of Mexico for 100 years, and Montezuma II, the King Montezuma, and priests and temples. We talk about their culture. You can't avoid talking about the ceremonies and human sacrifice and try to understand how they saw it. And the genocide by disease, measles and influenza, smallpox. They died because of those plagues. And now we're talking about pandemia. We understand what it means. And the rise and fall of the Inca Empire, the largest empire on pre-Columbian America, an introduction to Machu Picchu. And as I said, I've got Hollywood. Welcome to Hollywood, land of dreams, the golden years of Hollywood. And come on, let's twist again the history of rock and roll. Charlie Chaplin, Elizabeth Taylor, Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, and topics also when we're crossing the Atlantic Ocean or up the Pacific Ocean. We've got time also to talk about the legacy, the life of these Hollywood legends, the females and the male. And if you're interested in social media topics, I've got a whole series about social media, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and the health revolution in the digital age, the era of discovering Dr. Google, and Dr. Google also making us sick, cyberchondria. And living in the digital age, surviving the digital age, and scams target you, and the different type of scams, Ponzi scams, dating or mail scams, banking, credit card, and so much more. And then identity fraud, and must protect yourself. Secret success of love and marriage, don't forget, I'm very romantic at heart, officiating so many weddings, and I found the magic formula and tips for happy and successful marriage, and also to revive your relationship. Tell your partner on a cruise ship, revive your relationship, keep your marriage exciting. And a kiss a day keeps the lawyers away. There's life after 50, and prosper and endure, the fast life of the 21st century. And I finish with the ultimate road to success, and everyone can be successful. So this is only a glimpse to my topics, and thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time. Thank you.